My earlier videos, I have thought about the hypothesis testing, about the population mean, and components that are related to testing hypothesis like null hypothesis, formulation of null and alternative hypothesis, deciding critical reason, two-tailed test, one-tailed test. All those videos links are available in the description box. But there are so many situations where we want to test the hypothesis about the difference of two populations mean or two population means. For example, two manufacturing companies of bulbs are produced same type of bulbs, and one may be interested to test that one is better than other. An investigator may want to test the equality of the average incomes of peoples living in two cities, etc. Therefore, we require an appropriate test for testing the hypothesis about the difference of two population mean. In this case, we can consider two population as population 1 and population 2 under study. Also let mu1, mu2 and standard deviation, that variance 1 and variance 2, we can denote mathematically for our study. So in this lecture, I will specifically focus on difference of two population means when the standard deviation of both population are known in z-test hygiene testing hypothesis under z-test. Please watch the whole video and subscribe to my Vision Academy YouTube channel for further more videos in statistics. Then let us know the formula for z-test when the population for two population and especially when the standard deviation of both population are known. So the test statistic z is given by the formula in this case. Since we are having two population and we want to test the mean of both population, we have to consider population 1, population 2, and from population mu 1, mu 2. So x bar, y bar. And in the denominator, within the square root, variance 1 divided by n1, that's a sample 1, sample size, plus variance 2 divided by sample size 2 from the population 2. Here 1 indicate population 1, 2 indicate population 2. Then let us consider a problem for which we can test a hypothesis. So here in two samples of women from Punjab and Tamil Nadu, the mean height of 1000 and 2000 women are 67.6 and 68 inches respectively. So we have two samples of women taken from Punjab and Tamil Nadu, and also there is an associated mean height of 100 women from Punjab and 1000 women from Punjab and 2000 women from Tamil Nadu, and their respected mean height is also given. From Punjab, mean height of women is 67.6 and of Tamil Nadu, mean height of women are 68 inches respectively. And moving further, if population standard deviation of Punjab and Tamil Nadu are same and equal to 5.5 inches. So here in either the population, the standard deviation remains same. And can the mean heights of Punjab and Tamil Nadu women be regarded as same at 1% level of significance? They are asking whether the mean height of Punjab and Tamil Nadu women are same at 1% level of significance. So for which we have to test a hypothesis. Based on the hypothesis, after considering critical value and tested value, we will come to know the result finally. Then let us extract the important things from the problem to apply to the formula. So on the right side, you can see I will denote Punjab as N1, sample 1. So from Punjab, we have taken 1000 women under study for a calculation. And we have considered Tamil Nadu as N2 as a sample 2. From Tamil Nadu, we have taken 2000 sample. And in Punjab and Tamil Nadu, so X bar is a Punjab mean height of woman in Punjab, and Y bar is a mean height of woman in Tamil Nadu. And we know that if the standard deviation of Punjab and Tamil Nadu are same and equal to 5.5 inches. So standard deviation of 1, which means Punjab, and standard deviation of 2, which means Tamil Nadu, are equal to 5.5 inches. So using this information, we have to test can the mean height of Punjab and Tamil Nadu men be regarded as same at 1% level of significance. So 1% level of significance we have to test, and we have to conclude whether the mean height of Punjab and Tamil Nadu women be regarded as same. So before testing, we have to formulate a null and alternative hypothesis. So here we wish to test the mean height of Punjab and Tamil Nadu women is same. So if mu1 and mu2, which means mu1 is Punjab and mu2 is Tamil Nadu, denoted the mean height of Punjab and Tamil Nadu women respectively, then our claim is mu1 equal to mu2, which means mean height of Punjab equal to mean height of Tamil Nadu. And its complement would be mu1 not equal to mu2, which means mean height of Punjab woman is not equal to mean height of Tamil Nadu woman, that is 67.6 not equal to 67. So firstly we have written claim and its complement. Here since null claim contains equality sign, we will consider claim as null hypothesis. So our null hypothesis is mu1 equal to mu2, which means 67.6 equal to 68. That is Punjab woman height is equal to Tamil Nadu woman height. And our alternative hypothesis would be remaining complement. That is alternative hypothesis mu1 is not equal to mu2. So which means Punjab woman height, mean height is not equal to Tamil Nadu woman mean height. So here one thing is clear, since alternative hypothesis is a two-tailed one, we will consider this case as a two-tailed test. We have to concentrate on two-tailed test because alternative hypothesis is a two-tailed one. It is not either lesser than or greater than type. So it is a equality sign. We will consider this a two-tailed test. And one more thing, we have to decide the appropriate test for this sample. That is, here we want to test the hypothesis regarding two population means. When the standard deviation of both population are known and sample sizes are large. So we should go for Z test. Here we cannot go for T test because sample sizes greater than 30, which means from Punjab 1000, from Tamil Nadu 2000. So appropriate test statistics in this case is Z test. Two sample Z test. Then let us go for solution for this problem then. Using Z test for two sample Z test. So for testing null hypothesis, the test statistics of Z is given by x bar minus y bar within the square root variance of 1 by sample size 1 plus variance 2 plus divided by sample size 2. And in the center, I have extracted the information that is applicable to the problem. So based on these information for using this formula, we can give solution as this. So the solution, I used this formula. So here x bar means mean height of Punjab. Mean height of Punjab is 67.6. So I have replaced x bar by 67.6 and y bar is mean height of Tamil Nadu. Y bar is 68. I have replaced y bar by 68. In the denominator within the square root I have taken. So here I have to consider variance since in the problem standard deviation is given, not variance. So I am going to take this standard deviation within the bracket. If you had any variance given in the problem directly, you can take into the formula. But since it is a standard deviation, we have to convert this into variance for the requirement of formula. So for both population, the standard deviation is same. So for both population, I have considered 5.5 as a standard deviation. I have considered within the bracket because if you multiply standard deviation by the same value, it will become variance. So in the denominator N1, N2, N1 is a Punjab sample size. Punjab sample size is 1000 and N2 is a Tamil Nadu sample size. Tamil Nadu sample size is 2000. So here I have applied all the details which are extracted from the problem to the formula. Now let us calculate the same values by simplifying. If you simplify this step, you would get this value. That is 67.6 minus 68 is minus 0.4. In the denominator 5.5 into 5.5 would be 30.25. 30.25 divided by 1000, it would be 0.03025. And here 30.25 divided by 2000, it would be 0.015125. Still we can simplify this for our better understanding. So minus 0.4, I have added these two values first. And I have taken the root of the added value. So Z is equal to minus 0.4 divided by 0.2130. Now if I divided minus 0.4 by 0.2130, I will get Z tested value is minus 1.88. So for the given information using this formula, we are arrived at Z minus 1.88. This is a tested statistics. We have to compare this tested statistics with the critical value. After comparing, we can take decision. Then let us move into the decision for this problem. So as I said our alternative hypothesis is in equality sign. So it is a two-tailed test, which means rejection will fall in the both side of the sample distribution. So we have to reject the null hypothesis or retain the null hypothesis at 1% level of significance. In the problem itself, they have asked at 1% level of significance. If you convert 1% into divided by 100 to the percentage, it is a 0.01. Firstly, I will show you how to take decision using p-value, because it is very important application in statistical software. In almost all the statistical software, we take decision using p-value only. We have to compare significance value with p-value. If the p-value is greater than significance level, then we have to retain the null hypothesis. We are not going to reject the null hypothesis. In this case, significance value is 0.01, whereas p-value is 0.0602. So comparing significance value with p-value is greater than significance value. So in this case, we have to retain hypothesis. This is the decision taken by using the p-value. And we will take one more decision, another form of decision taking by comparing tested value with critical value. If you want to obtain critical value, we have to look into the Z critical value score. Let us look into the Z critical value score. So this is a critical value table for Z test. Here we have to concentrate on level of significance alpha. In our example, we are considering for 1% level of significance, that is 0.01. And our tailed test is two-tailed test, because our alternative hypothesis is a equality sign. So we have to consider two-tailed test. In 1% alpha, two-tailed test, our critical value for our example for the problem is plus or minus 2.58. Our critical value is 2.58. Now let us compare this critical value with the test. So this is our critical region plotted graphs and tested value also plotted in this graph. In this graph, you can see in the both side I have marked critical region. In the right side, I have marked critical region for this red shaded area. That's here here it is a 2. Moving further, it's a point where 2.58 will found. And in the left side, we have to mark minus 2.58, and here 2, and moving further, here somewhere in the red shaded area, it is a 2.58, that is minus 2.58. Now we have to compare our tested value with the critical region. So here in this case, critical region is 2.58, whereas our tested value is minus 1.88. Comparing this, our tested value will fall somewhere here in this red pointed area. It falls here, but our rejection region is a red shaded area, is a rejection region. But this is a point our tested value will fall. So which means our tested value is falling in the non-rejection region, which means within the non-rejection region it is falling. So which means when it is your tested value falls in the non-rejection region, you are not going to reject the null hypothesis. You are going to retain the null hypothesis. So compare p-value with the significance level, then also you can take decision. With the help of p-value also you can retain the null hypothesis. That is, our p-value is 0.0602, whereas our significance level is 0.01. And since p-value is greater than significance value, we will retain the null hypothesis. So the decision would be we have to retain the null hypothesis, that since calculated value here 1.88 minus 1.88 is greater than the critical value, that's a greater than critical value of minus 2.58 in the left side and less than the critical value 2.58 in the right side. That means it lies in the non-rejection region. So we fail to reject the claim. Our claim is mu1 is equal to 67.6 equal to 68. We fails to reject our claim. So you can say mu is equal to mu1 is equal to mu2. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to my Vision Academy YouTube channel. Thank you.